Well, hello there, and welcome to October. I'm your holistic nutrition gal, Luka, coming your way here from the traditional lands of the Netherlanders. And who were they before that? I need to find out, actually. It's a magical place to be. There's a lot going on here in the Netherlands. It's very exciting to be here. My first monthly missive from the comfort of home on Magnolia Street. I live in the Flower District. How perfect is that? Listen, okay, I have three quick things I want to get to let you know of what is happening in terms of classes and content that you might want to add to your to-do list this month, depending on what you've got going on. If nutrition is ever something you've thought about or something you've wanted to explore to see how it can best support you, I have three potential ideas for you this month. The first one is the GoodFood Network. This is a thing we run all the time, open 24 hours a day. There's new content updated every month that I put together. It's a combination of live stuff, recorded stuff, and written stuff that you can print up. We've got recipes. We've got old content in there that's not available anywhere else, like a whole class on navigating fats, for example. There is a cooking class in there, but there's also a focus to each month. And our focus this month is on the thyroid. And I got to tell you, when I work with clients, I always talk about creating biochemical safety in the body. And part of that work is to actually support metabolism. If your metabolism isn't working well, there's a lot that doesn't go well. And that stress response gets prodded and tripped up, and it ramps up. Looking after your thyroid is what you do if you want quality of life and quantity of life. So if you've ever thought about joining us, now's a really good time. We're doing month 2. There'll be lots of stuff in there that you can access. It's a really great price. So come and join us. I'll drop link number 1 below to a page that has the full info. You can register through there as well. Item number 2 on the list, I'm doing a class called SOS Cholesterol. So I'm revamping it. It's one I did 2 years ago. It needs revamping. So we're redoing it. There's going to be a slideshow this time. It's going to make a lot more sense and be a little bit more streamlined. And I'm running that on Wednesday, October 16th, 9 a.m. Alberta time. It's a 90-minute class. And you're welcome to join us if you'd like. The cost of it is $25. It is one of the courses that you would have access to if you're in the GoodFood Network. So yeah, how cool is that? So you can join the network and get access to everything, or you can just take this one class by itself. Who might want to take this class? Anybody who has cholesterol numbers that are getting out of balance and is curious to know what the heck is going on. If no one has ever told you that your cholesterol levels rising are tied to your thyroid issues, oh, then honey, this is where we're going to demystify and debunk a whole bunch of things. It is also the class for the person who has a family history of elevated cholesterol numbers or cardiovascular issues, heart attacks, strokes. That is my family. We have dementia on one side and we have heart attacks and strokes on the other. Ooh, I feel like I'm forever always looking after best nourishing myself to get through the day. And honestly, this SOS cholesterol class is a really good one to get that deep connection to understanding what's going on when your cholesterol levels are elevated. So, do you need help with that? That's going to be link number 2. Sign up for it just below. Link number 3 is for Histamine Haven. Over at Histamine Haven, we've just launched our online community, and now we've got everything in place. So we're going back to doing the free class a month. This month, October, we're focusing on heart health, as a matter of fact. And so we're going to be doing a free class on heart and how histamine plays into heart issues towards the end of October. We're going on Wednesday, October 23rd at 12:30 Alberta time. That's Mountain Time. So if you wanted to join that one, the link for that is going to be below link number 3. Those are the 3 links. That's all I wanted to talk about. But I wanted to talk about one last thing. I've been thinking about this since moving. So I've been in the Netherlands at the time of recording this now 2.5 weeks. And my brain is firing on all cylinders. And I was thinking how there's so many things that we take for granted when we live our day-to-day life, right? Especially if we're in the same spot or we have the same home or we have the same routines, the same job, the same things we do. Our to-do list is kind of always the same. And when you undertake this leap of faith and move halfway across the planet to where you don't know a soul, there is a lot of kind of apprehension that can show up. And for me, there was a lot of apprehension. I don't have my sisters close by that I can connect with. I don't have my besties and my pals that I text with during the day, that I call, that I go for walks with, that I go out for tea with, that I have over for a cup of tea. I don't have anybody like that here. Not yet. I mean, it's been 2.5 weeks. Give me a break. But I'm letting go of that. And I'm letting go of my neighborhood. And I'm letting go of my routines of walking down to the ridge in Silver Springs. I've given up so many of these things that I know really well, my systems, my farms that I've connected with, my people that I've connected with. And I find myself thinking, what the heck does it mean to live in the Netherlands? Here's a girl from Northern Ontario who spent 20 years living in Alberta after spending 10 in Southern Ontario. And here I am yet in a different spot. What does it mean to be here? What does it mean to be a human here? And I'm trying to be gentle with myself. I'm not trying, I am gentle with myself. I've been purposefully getting out and purposefully trying to figure out some of the aspects, but also super loving the slower pace because I don't have 75 other things I have to tend to. And really mindfully seeing this as a chance for a reset and choosing what it is that interests me. And I find myself already 2 weeks in thinking, oh, okay, there's only so much you can do by just walking around your neighborhood, and I've done it. And it's lovely. And when you live in a place called the Flower District, oh, it's not hard. When you live 3 blocks away from the ocean, it's not hard. But what I have done is it's made me realize that I lived a super easy, comfortable life in Alberta. And I already had all of these pieces that I had decided were how I show up in the world. I knew where I bought my groceries. I knew which farmers I connected with and where I went on Saturdays to connect to get the food. I had my systems in place to go purchase cases and cases of things at the end of the season of August and September when tomatoes are in full harvest mode and it's the best price. And I had my systems in place of what I would make and how I would stash it in my freezer. I rotated through my freezer and I had all of these systems. I don't have any of that. I don't have anything of it. And for the first week, it was more how the heck do you shift your time to an 8-hour difference? How long is that supposed to take? Took me a week, as it turns out, still adjusting 2 weeks later. But then I started to go to the grocery store that's in the neighborhood and figuring things out and just doing daily little shops. That's what people tend to do here, from what I'm noticing. And then I started to reach out a little bit further. Now, granted, I've only been here for 2 weeks, but we've already connected with a couple of colleagues of my husband's at his work. He's teaching at a Waldorf school here. And one gal, super lovely, right into farming, right into biodynamic gardening, right into organic foods. And it's actually what she chooses for her classroom and some of the foods that she makes for the children. And so connecting with her, now I've got it in line that we're going to go see a raw milk place. We're going to go check out some really cool places that are local and organic and biodynamic, as a matter of fact, and getting inserted into that world. I can't believe I'm already there 2 weeks in. We have already made a new friend that we're going out for drinks with on Friday. I am already volunteering at a community garden, and I've only been here for 2 weeks. And I was thinking today, I should probably do this and I should probably do that and I should do this and do that. And there is this invitation for a reset. I made this list of all the things I was thinking I would do. And then I realized, this slower pace, this more manageable and a lot of space to wonder and observe has been a gift. The forced slowing down when you get to a new country, when you don't speak the language, you don't get the culture. Can I tell you, one of my most surprising things is that at corners of streets, and there's a lot of streets here. I live in I suppose a subdivision is what you could call it, where it's all homes. It's mostly homes, and they're all 3 or 4 story high buildings that are apartment buildings, and some stretches are homes, but row homes. And there's no stop signs at any corner. There's sometimes traffic lights at some major intersections, but that's about it. And there are these unwritten rules of how you're supposed to navigate. And what that enforces, because there's no stop sign, because there's not somebody there policing you, I'm thinking you're going to get a ticket for jaywalking. Yeah, well, whatever. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to everybody else around you. And there's that unspoken language of when you're looking at the driver in the eye and you're like, I'm on the bike. The bike is sacred. I get to go through here before you do, Buster. And you get to stand up and take that space that is yours as a bicycle rider. That is entirely new to me. In Alberta, if I'm out on my bike, I am nothing compared to the car. P.S. I'm never coming back. No, I'm kidding. But it's forced me to have that sense of eyes wide open and just paying attention and seeing, holy cow, how is everything so different here? What's different about this? What does this mean? And because my schedule is so wide open, most of the people I chat with are actually in bed when I'm working. What does this allow for me? And I see this as a chance for a reset, to not dive in and do all of the activities I was thinking of doing, to just allow for that space. And I realized how much of a luxury that is to allow for space, and how much of a privilege it is actually in my position right now. And then I thought, but I'm going to take it. It is there for me for the taking. I will fill my time with work because I need to bring an income in because cost of living here is a little bit more expensive on some things, especially rentals, than it is in Alberta. But here's a chance for a reset. And what if you saw September, October, we're heading into October, this chance for a reset? So on this notion of allowing a little bit more space, we just shifted over to the fall season. Did you pick up on that? Were you paying attention? Did you notice anything different? What are you finding different? What's different right now that wasn't there maybe a month ago? In foods, in things to do, people to see, activities, noticing what you're noticing outside that's happening in the natural world. What's different that's shifted around that third week of September? Whenever we shift seasons, a lot of people have troubles with transition. I sure do. I don't know if you do too. What if in this transition to the fall season, I've talked about this before, where if you look to the natural world to see what's happening when comes fall, you've got the animals that are finding as many berries as they can and they're stuffing their faces like the bears are in order to go dormant for a couple of months and to be quiet and having a big long winter nap. What about the trees and the plants? If you look in your garden, if you have anything like I do, like the lovage has totally collapsed and is withering back down into the ground. The sorrel has completely erupted in seeds and just looks like it had a party and it got drunk and it's like the morning after and it's doing the walk of shame home. Yeah. And so the plants all look spent. They are spent, but their energy went up to the tips and exploding in the seeds. And now the energy is going inwards. And there's a lot of that. If we see that in the natural world, this season, in this seasonal transition, did you feel that in yourself? I'm saying that because I just made a pot of stock on the hob in the kitchen, as they call it here. Yeah, I just made some soup. So it feels like it's sweater weather, feels like it's soup weather. I've seen these memes all over the place. What if you saw this as an opportunity to create a little bit more space as well for yourself, to go inwards and use wonder as a guiding tool? Guiding tool to see what's happening in your world. I am going to cherish and guard this slower pace and this languorousness to my days. Because I worked like a dog in the last 10 months to be ready to make this move, to launch our Histamine Haven online community, and to do all of my work one-on-one with clients. And I love what I do, but I'm exhausted a little bit. So I'm seeing this as an opportunity to go with the flow. It is about flow, is it not? So where can you find the flow for yourself as we move into this fall season? Is there a way that you can go inwards and create space and allow in wonder, whatever wonder looks like to you. If it's long, slow walks outside, if it is parking the car 6 blocks from work and walking along the river to get to work, the long way around, just to give yourself a chance to hear what the river sounds like today. Those kinds of things I'm talking about. And when you create this space for wonder, you're saying yes to, I don't know, there's a life force of sorts that gets nourished by that, our inner light of some sort. So, connecting with that inner light, how can you bring in a sense of wonder and some kind of space? How can you create that in the coming weeks? If that helps you guide your way through fall, may it be so. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, your 3 links are going to be just below here. So I hope you find something that intrigues you. And if not, the wait list is off for clients one-on-one. You can just book in directly. And we'll start with a free discovery call. I'll put the link to that below as well. I am now seeing clients one-on-one from around the world. I just renewed my insurance to see people from around the world now. So we're all good. Okay, that's it from me. I'm gonna go wonder now and go meet my husband actually for a mid-afternoon coffee break because they only do half days of school on Wednesdays in the Netherlands. I love so much about what I'm discovering here. It's the best. Okay, ciao, salut, à bientôt.